What am I? I wish I was a butterfly. I'd fly and fly until it was my time to die. It's creeping in again. I know what I really am. I'm no more pretty, purple, peaceful butterfly. Come see the blood that's in my bed. Come hear the things that nobody talks about. Shut up your mouth. Shame on you. Shame. Come grab my hands. They won't come clean. Come sit with me while I walk pressing in on me. Shut up that light. Shame on you. Shame on me.
Hey there! Hello everybody and welcome to the premiere episode of Marvel Galaxies, a classic Marvel superheroes role-playing game campaign inspired by What If and Secret Wars. I am super excited for what we have in store, and if there's one thing that I can say about this campaign, it's this: expect the unexpected. Whether you're a returning visitor to Dreamslayer Studios or a first-timer, I want to invite you to become a member of the Dreamslayer Studios family by backing us on Patreon. We really need to upgrade our computer system to help take us to the next level, allowing us to broadcast our battle maps and produce live plays on Twitch, and with your help, we can do just that. Upper tiers on Patreon get early access to our videos and behind-the-scenes looks at our campaigns, including artwork, character stats, and other great perks. I want to give a couple of shout-outs before we get started. First off, I want to thank our friends at Evil Genius Games, the makers of Everyday Heroes, for setting up our partnership with Sirenscape. All of the sound effects and music that you will hear in this episode are provided by Sirenscape, an online service designed to enhance your RPGs with a fully immersive soundscape. Speaking of music, we've been granted permission by one of my all-time favorite bands, Tapping the Vein, to use their hit song Butterfly for our opening credits. You can find their albums on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, and Spotify, and if you've never heard their music, I hope our opening encourages you to look them up. Last but not least, I want to acknowledge the work of my friends from the Unofficial Canon Project, a public group on Facebook keeping the old classic Marvel RPG alive and kicking. These guys keep churning out new content for that game, which is, in my opinion, the best superhero RPG of all time. If you've never played before, or are an old fan, be sure to look up the Unofficial Canon Project on Facebook. It's a great community of creators and fans looking to share their love for the game with the masses. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's dive into the first episode of Marvel Galaxies. Another dawn rises on the solitary planet of New Haven. Each of you are either members of or closely associated with the Blindfather's family. New Haven is the only world you've ever known, and the village you call home is filled with simple folks just like yourselves. Well, maybe not just like yourselves. As children of the Blindfather, you each have special gifts that set you apart from most of the other citizens here on this planet. In the grand scheme of things, it's a rather sizable village that you belong to, with a population of about 650 people, give or take. There are people of all different shapes, sizes, races, and creeds here, but truthfully, no one really ever mentions this diversity. It's simply accepted that this is the way things are. There is no acknowledgement of any differences. On New Haven, all are one. As with any community, there are, of course, differences of opinion and occasional disagreements, arguments, or confrontations. But all in all, the community is supportive of one another and rely on each other for their survival. And violence, especially between the members of the community, is a rare occurrence. The patriarch of your family, Pops, as a lot of you call him, is known to the village as the Blindfather. He's the eldest member of the community, and as such, is a valued member of what serves as the governing body of New Haven, the Council of Elders. While the Blindfather is held in high regard, he has made it clear that neither he nor his family be treated any different than any other member of the village. Your family lives on the outskirts of the town, tending to an expansive farm. Most of the property is cropland, the spoils of which are a commodity that serves as a major source of trade with the neighboring communities. You also raise cattle, large purple and brown beasts that look like a cross between a bull and a cat, with long pointy ears with furry tips. These creatures are called kit bulls and are fairly docile creatures, albeit very strong and stubborn. They are prized for their meat and tasty purple milk. You also raise two-legged, flightless riding birds called zemus, large pink-feathered creatures that look like a cross between an emu and an iguana. Despite this relatively peaceful existence, Pops has made it a part of your daily regimen to put the members of the family through intense physical training, hunting, target practice, and other exercises to hone their innate abilities. While there is no evidence of other worldly threats, New Haven is a treacherous landscape, and the wildlife here can be dangerous. And if we're being honest, the amount of training that you all have experienced doesn't really seem to match the threat. This has been addressed both with trusted friends and select trusted few outside of the village. No one in your village trains as much as you do, and there are only a few others from neighboring communities that even come close. Pops is steadfast in his position of maintaining his so-called preparedness, and doesn't take kindly to being berated about it. The eldest of the family have chipped away at his veneer over the years, however, and this is what you've been able to deduce as a family. It's safe to assume that the Blindfather and the Council of Elders are concealing a secret. Pops hasn't admitted to it outright, but it doesn't take a master detective to deduce that with a name like New Haven, there must have been something that came before. Doing the math, there's likely only around 10,000 citizens that make up less than 24 villages represented by the Council of Elders. There's very little written history of the population at large. Looking around at the diversity, these communities are made up of multiple races. There have been elders over the years that have passed, and they have appointed a member of their progeny to the council. One of them, a few of you knew personally. After their appointment, while still the same person you remember, they now bear a weight on their shoulders. A weight that is only shared by other elders like Pops. On this particular chilly fall morning, Pops has decided to take Talia out into the woods for a hunting exercise. Although he's over 100 years old, the Blindfather is still pretty spry for a white guy, giving men half his age a run for their money. The two of you wake up well before dawn, catch some breakfast at the kitchen table, careful not to wake the rest of the household, and Pops walks with you out to the shed. He grabs a pair of bows and arrows, and you make your way out into the woods behind the farm. There's a thick layer of morning dew on the grass and foliage as the sun begins to peek over the horizon. It's about a 15-minute walk into the forest as Pops leads you in with his walking stick. Although, as his name suggests, he's been blind for most of his life, his walking stick is mostly for show. He's extremely capable. You've never seen him trip one time, and he gives men half of his age a run for their money when it comes to stamina. He's the best tracker in the village, and he is completely in tune with his surroundings. Eventually, the two of you will spot a clearing, and Pops finds a log with a decent amount of overgrowth that will be a perfect spot for concealment. He sits down, places his stick and bow leaning against the log, pats the ground next to him, and offers you a seat. And at this point, I'm going to jump to Jace. So, Jace, last night, you overheard Pops and Dahlia making their plans for their hunting expedition yesterday afternoon. You and Pops have your routines, and he's shown you how to defend yourself. But with your breathing disability, however, you know that he treats you differently than the rest of the family. With no powers other than the equipment that Uncle Larry has built for you, special add-ons to the breathing apparatus you wear on your face and chest, you've always felt like the red-headed stepchild, weak and unworthy of the attention that is paid to you. As you've gotten older, into your teen years, you tend to shun any effort of coddling or concern, intent on proving that you are better than the disability that plagues your lungs. This morning, that urge to prove yourself is particularly strong, and jealousy fills your heart, knowing that Pops is taking Thalia on a special hunting expedition. With that in mind, what do you do?
I think I'm going to sneak and follow them if I can.
Okay. So I'm going to have you make an agility feat.
Agility.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. I'm amazing at that.
Hey.
All right, cool. Is that right?
Let me see.
I think it's a miss.
That is a definite miss. And
Damn armor.
just as a reminder, and this is your first time, I think, playing Marvel with us, you've got karma points, and anytime you want to call karma, you can always do that to raise your roll to the next color level. Technically, you're supposed to do that before you roll, but for the new guys, I'm giving you at least three rolls before I start calling you on it. If you want to roll karma, you don't have to. This is not necessarily an important roll, but if you want to call karma, you can. Everybody, right now, I started you off at 150 karma points.
This is important to Jace, so I'm gonna do karma.
Okay. So you rolled.
Was it 37?
37, so you're on the good table, so you've got to get it up to a 46. So in calling karma, you have to spend at least 10 karma points, regardless of whether you need it or not. So the 10 would actually get you up to the green.
Yep, sounds good.
And you can only go at one color rank.
Okay, and that's perfect. I was pretty close then. And just deduct it from the left side, right? The karma.
Let me double check. From the left side, yes, correct.
All right, cool.
Hmm. Okay. All right, so you made your roll, and I will get back to you here momentarily.
Right.
With that, I'm going to jump real quick to Usaria. Usaria, over the years, you have come to trust in your dreams. Often, they are vague representations of what is to come. Often, they're simple, unimportant premonitions of things that may or may not come to pass. If the dreams are mundane with a happy ending, often you keep that to yourself, knowing it's usually better to let the chips fall where they may, allowing the events to unfold so the surprise of a happy event isn't spoiled. When danger presents itself in your dreams, however, you've learned to trust in your instincts. You have prevented many a potential disaster for your family and for your community over the years by trusting those dreams. But there is one recurring dream that you have had since you were a child that haunts your sleeping hours from time to time. It is the most vivid, and you have been plagued with it off and on throughout your life. And you may go a year without having it. But it does happen often enough that when it does happen, you still wake up in a cold sweat. But you chalk it off as just being the same old haunting nightmare and anomaly. In the dream, you are walking in the field of the family farm. A gentle cold breeze in the air. You're startled by the sound of thunder, and you look to the skies. A giant rift tears open the sky, and from the rift, stars begin to fall to the earth below, and a massive figure begins to crawl through. Explosions from the impact of the stars bellow around you as the world is lit in fire, and the earth begins to crumble around you, and you are consumed in a white light. On this morning, you awaken once again in a cold sweat as this dream startles you awake once more. For the other members of the clan, round about the time that Thalia and the Blindfather are heading off for their hunting expedition, this would be about the time that most of you guys begin to rouse and go about your daily duties. Lops, is that how we're pronouncing it? Lopes?
Lopes.
Lopes. Okay. Lopes, what do you think is one of the morning duties that you would have here on the farm?
I think probably just, since I'm of that just under Pop's generation, probably just to go around to the various fields and paddocks and just to check on things to make sure nothing happened in the night and make sure that anybody that's supposed to be doing chores is doing chores and kind of a mid-level manager sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. As you're kind of going out into the fields, you hear the windmill off in the distance. It's a familiar sound. It's something that you just is always kind of in the background. Normally it's white noise. You don't pay any attention to it. But on this particular morning, you hear just a clunk, clunk, clunk. It sounds like probably one of the gears has maybe shifted a little bit loose inside. And this has happened on several occasions, and it's probably the same one that you have to fix about every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's another day of climbing a ladder and getting up into the inner workings of the windmill probably and fixing the windmill.
Okay. I'm like, well, crap. I'll go grab the tool backpack or tool pouch and kind of start heading up that way because, the windmill's pretty important for the operation of the farm. So I'll get on that right away.
Okay. Um, Larry,
Yeah.
what would be the morning chores for you?
Uh, well, one, I've been up for like 2 hours before they left for the hunting. Um, I really it's just fixing things that need to be fixed. Probably overseeing small livestock, but more getting into the just looking at how things go together and fixing them.
Okay. Um, with the cattle, the kit bulls. Um, there's been some issues with the gating systems. You and Usaria have probably worked together on like a little timing system to be able to allow them out into the fields at certain times. So the timer on one of the gates seems to get stuck, and this might be one of the reasons why you got up as early as you did today, just kind of waiting for that to turn over just to see if it's going to turn over this morning. And lo and behold, today the cattle are lining up. They're, used to being let out at a certain time, so they start lining up a few minutes beforehand, and it clicks over and it doesn't open the gate. They're stuck in there again. You can easily let them out, no problem, but that thing's probably going to draw your attention today.
Okay. In that case, I'm got like a bucket thing that I'm sitting on, literally looking at the time.
Okay. um, Flag. Now, you're a bit of a posh one. And I don't know if you would always want to get your hands dirty or what have you, but what do you think?
Paperwork, baby.
Yeah. What
Paperwork. Coffee.
paperwork?
Coffee. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So sitting down in the kitchen and hitting the papers.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Usaria, you've had your dream, woken up in your cold sweat. After this, is there anything in particular that you want to do?
Yeah, this has me up a little bit early. Normally, I'm maybe prone to sleeping in because I will have been up late the night before looking at the celestial picture and maybe tweaking the calendar if the if the timing is off. I will be calculating actually how many minutes we should be having in our year on this planet. So if I've taken my observations last night as I usually do, it'll be late before I get to bed and I'll wake up and try to manage that dream with some steeped herbs and meditating for a little while in the morning. But then I'll try to head out and see if there's anything I can help with on the farm or on the surrounding farms.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so we're going to skip back to the hunting expedition here. Pops has just kind of patted the ground next to you, Thalia, and offered you to sit down next to him behind the log. And I'm going to pull you to a map here so you can kind of see what's going on. And everybody's going to get pulled to this just so you can kind of see it. So he's had you come sit down, and he says, "All right, now, before we get started, hold up a sec, all right? Jace, come on out, boy. I know you're there. You're
Oh,
good, but you're
man.
not that good.
Okay, I'll get out. Because I thought I fooled you. Oh well.
I suppose you heard us talking yesterday afternoon about what was going to be happening. That's why you're out here, huh?
Yeah. I just couldn't if there was a concept like FOMO. Yeah, I just couldn't help myself. Sorry, Pops.
Well, if I'm being completely honest with you, I probably would have talked to Thalia alone if I hadn't wanted you to come out here anyway.
Oh, okay.
But you failed the first test because I heard you coming.
It's this armor. I can't. I'm gonna have to have Larry look at it. Let's get some oil or something on it.
Well, Blindfather kind of stretches a little bit and he says, well, feels like a beautiful morning out here, doesn't it? Bit chilly for this time of year, though. Think we may be in for a tough winter. Knees acting up a bit. Y'all doing all right?
Mhm.
So, Thalia,
Yes.
last couple of times we've been out here, we've been hunting small game. I think this time you're ready for something a little more challenging. What do you think?
Yes, please.
You ever seen a gore tusk up close?
Club close? No.
Yeah. And for the record, that him even mentioning that comes as a shock.
Okay.
You've only ever seen one on a spit over a fire. And we're not talking like a campfire here. We're talking like a huge community bonfire.
Gotcha.
These creatures are about 7 feet tall and 10 feet long, like a half bull, half boar. They're muscular, strong, and fierce, with 4 tusks jutting from their maws and a pair of ram-like horns on their heads. These things are not to be messed with, and a lump comes to your throat just at the mention of these things. The Blindfather continues on. He says, well, that's what we're out here for, and this is the best place to find them. Here, turn around for a second. I want you to get a good view of the clearing up ahead. And he kind of motions up into this area right up in here.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a patch of bare ground over there about 20 meters away from the opposite tree line. Should be some little blue dots scattered around that area. You see that?
Yeah.
All right, good. Those little blue dots are mushrooms called dew breakers. As the sun rises, they break through the dirt and dew, drinking up the morning sun for about an hour or so before the dew evaporates. Then they crawl back to bed and then they go to sleep. These gore tusks, they love these things. Taste like chocolate. If we're lucky, one of them should be along shortly, and when he does, we'll be waiting. Now, before he shows up, though, sit still a second. Something's missing. And Pops reaches into his coat and produces a strip of fabric, which he promptly ties around your face, covering your eyes. Welcome to my world, Buttercup. Now, I want you to focus on the wind and the sounds of the forest. Drink it in like the morning dew. Become one with the wind. Let your breath match the breeze. Listen to the rustling of the leaves and the whisper of the grass. Learn their language. When they begin to speak differently, that means your target is coming near. And the breeze continues to rustle through the trees as you focus on your surroundings. I'm going to have you make an intuition check.
Where will that be on this particular kind of sheet?
It's under the phase rip, and it's the eye.
So Jace is very excited about this, and he's like following along. So he's got one eye open, like
Yeah.
watching.
All right, so you got a yellow. And Jace, why don't you make a intuition as well then?
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah. Even with one eye open, you
Cheater.
hear the rustle of the leaves coming from the tree line just opposite from where you guys are sitting. And then shortly afterwards, you hear this like snorting kind of sound. The leaves rustle off in the distance, birds take flight, branches crack, and the gore tusk enters the clearing. Right here. And he begins to lumber towards the dew breakers right over in here and starts to root around and begin his feast. Pops whispers into Thalia's ear. Okay, you got him? Focus on the sound of the old boy rooting around. The next snort you hear, breathe and pull back the bow. Light the arrow, then let the breath out and take the shot on the next snort.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Pull back the bow,
Mhm.
then, but only after the first snort.
Yeah.
On the second snort, that's when I like
Right.
teasing.
Now
Okay.
he did say light the arrow, so he's talking about your spark.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you don't have to necessarily roll for it. You just say, I'm lighting it. And then that basically takes an action.
Okay.
As long as you're touching whatever it is that you're sparking, it takes an action. You don't have to roll for it.
Okay.
So that's one action. Then you're going to pull back and release. That's another action is taking that. Now, you've also got your kinetic control, you've got telekinesis. So there's
Yeah.
a way that you can actually manipulate the arrow by taking more than one action. And just for the record, everybody, we're going to take a look real quick at the journal one more time. There is another. Oh shit! I didn't put it in here. It's in my other one. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk you guys through this. You know how in the past in Marvel we've rolled for extra actions, and then you save an action for a dodge or an evade or something like that. I'm trying something a little different here. We're not going to do it with this, but the way we're going to run it is at the very beginning, we're going to roll for initiative like we normally always would, but then you're going to make another roll, which will be for extra actions, and that will count for the duration of combat. Then there will be a third roll, and that will be either for dodge or evade. And that's going to give you a column shift for any attacks coming your way that would either be hand-to-hand combat or ranged attacks. But you got to pick which one it is. And this will alleviate the need for reserving an extra action or a dodge or an evade. So I'm kind of taking a key from Everyday Heroes here and basically kind of giving you like a defense rating is really what that is. And if you want to switch at any point during combat, then you just spend 50 karma points and you switch from dodge to evade. Okay? And it'll make more sense kind of once we get into it, but when we get into an actual battle, I'll walk you through it. Okay?
Moral to that story is that's less Chris has to track.
Yes, it is. I mean, being honest, yes, it is. So, what you're going to want to do, you've already lit the arrow. You're going to now make an archery roll. So you're going to use telekinesis, and if you look at your talents, I've got it set down there for you already. Your archery, if using telekinesis, is amazing. So you're going to roll on the amazing column.
Amazing.
On the amazing. Remarkable about. Okay.
All right, so you got a 42, which is a hit.
Okay.
Now, if you want to, you can say, I'm going to use my kinetic control to basically add more damage to it. But you do have to actually roll that, so you're going to roll under kinetic control on the incredible column. 83.
Yeah, that's better.
So you can change the direction and impart momentum on it as
And
well.
it adds more. It adds more damage, right?
Right.
I need my glass. Sorry.
So with that, you are able to do up to 76 points of damage with the combination of all three of those.
Okay, so I rolled for the archery.
Yep.
I rolled for the kinetic, and
Yep.
the third one I rolled for. I'm sorry, I missed that one.
No, you
Where's that
rolled for the archery, and then you
Yeah.
rolled for the kinetic to add to it. So that's everything that you got to do. The other one is just lighting it.
Got it. And that I didn't roll. Okay.
You don't have to roll for
Don't
that.
have
Yeah.
Okay. So I got an 83 yellow on the kinetic.
All right. All right. So you hit the gore tusk, and you hit him like on the left shank, kind of towards the back, and he rears up and gives this big growl and comes up on his hind legs. And then comes down, and then he starts to take his front hoof and start to dig at the ground, and he's bearing backwards to make a rush towards the tree.
Okay.
So
I think I when I hit it, I think I peeked, took my blindfold off a little bit, and peeked a little, because I'm a kid, curious.
That's way better than what I thought you said. I thought you said you peed.
Well, I might do that too. I'm just wait and see. I don't know what's gonna
You
happen.
gotta wait till the next turn.
Yes.
Is that an action?
When you reach up to grab and start to pull it off of your face, you feel the Blindfather's hand grab hold of yours, and he says, "Nope, not yet. Wait for it."
Okay.
And Jace, you haven't had an action yet this turn. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do something if you want.
Is it rushing turret? It's not rushing yet, right? Just
Not
reared
yet.
up.
He's reared up, and now he's kind of getting ready for a charge.
I think I'll just get a defensive position and ready my martial arts just in case.
Okay. All right. So the Gore-Tusk now begins to run towards the tree. Let's see here. So we got 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to reach it. So he starts running directly towards the tree and hits it, and it just splinters. And fortunately, it's enough. It doesn't really stop him, but it slows him enough to allow you guys to take a new position if you would like to, which I would highly suggest. Blindfather stands his ground for right now, so we're going to go to Thalia.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna back up. I can't quite see the squares very well. Sorry. I'm gonna back up, but I'm gonna have another arrow ready.
Okay.
Ooh, scared.
Jace, what do you do?
Is there any higher ground I could take?
Like this area right over in here of the tree, you could probably climb up to that area right there. He didn't splinter that part.
Yeah, I'll do that. Or use, if I can, acrobatics or parkour it.
Parkour!
Gotta say it.
Parkour!
Parkour. I don't know what this parkour is, but it sounds cool. Do I need to roll anything or just?
You can make an agility check.
do I roll my acrobat? I get a +1.
Yeah, if you got acrobatics, go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there you go. You can get up
Right.
there, no problem. So Thalia, the Gore-Tusk has basically made his attack, so you can counter now.
I'm gonna light the arrow. I've already got it in the bow. I'm gonna light it again. Try to take a deep breath, see if I can find it, and then
Okay, so now if we're doing this in a turn, this is
Okay.
when we probably need to go ahead and roll for extra actions.
go extract.
So I'm gonna waive the initiative for right now because we've kind of set our initiative order at this point. You're gonna roll for extra actions, which is a fighting feat. You have martial arts A and B, so you're gonna roll on the incredible column down there under talents.
Sorry. Incredible. Okay. You've already
Okay,
got it.
47, and that is a green, which will get you 1 extra action. So you have 2 actions, which will allow you to light the arrow and then shoot it. That's all you've got
That's 2.
for
Okay.
1 round. Yeah. Now,
All right.
if you want to expand it and say, I still want to use my telekinesis and the kinetic control,
Mhm.
you can basically shoot the arrow wide and let it curve and then make the attack the next round.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. And that would get you that 76 that you got last time.
Right. All right. So what am I rolling for that? The amazing
For the
the-
attack.
to shoot it, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Or am I rolling to light it this time?
You don't have to roll the light.
Just
You're
check.
going to roll the archery using telekinesis. So that would be under the amazing.
Under the amazing.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
It's a light. Okay, so it's a miss. Now,
yes.
as I said, that arrow will still be traveling at the end of the round. So you can then continue to use the telekinesis and the
On the
kinetic
next turn.
control on the next turn with that arrow to still be able to make the attack. Make
Yes, I'm gonna
sense?
do that. Yep.
Okay. All right, so this round though is a miss. So Jace, it comes to you.
I don't know, like in our culture, should I am I supposed to let her take the hunt or can I join in?
Yes. No.
Well, you kind of sort of had an invitation to come out here, so
Yep.
you
Okay.
can play it how you
I
want.
don't have any weapons, but do I think conceivably I could maybe try to grapple this thing a little bit, at least get some control to help her? Is that a thing?
You can certainly try.
Or at least
Oh,
I think
no.
I can.
I don't like
as,
this.
as
I
Matt
heard
as
Dad,
Matt
you
Mercer
can
will
try.
say, you can certainly try.
Oh no.
I mean,
Andy,
I don't have any weapons, so
You could parkour him.
except for my sense of humor.
It's
Pick,
right
pick
there.
up a stick, throw it. Something.
I could throw a rock.
There you go.
What would that be if I threw a rock at it?
That is going to be an agility feat.
Okay. Why not? Let's do that first before I potentially kill myself.
Hey, Karma.
All right, so agility. Nope.
Yep. All right, so you fling a rock in its general direction, and it bounces off the roots of the fallen tree. And Blindfather, let's see here.
He's like, I thought I trained you guys better. Suck.
is going to allow the Gore-Tusk to continue to come at him, and he plants his staff square in the Gore-Tusk's forehead, and then vaults over top of him, ending up behind it. Right there.
That's
So now we come-
parkour.
It was, wasn't it? That's how it's done, boy. Thalia actually goes to the Gore-Tusk. So the Gore-Tusk is now going to be coming at you. We did not roll to say whether you were dodging or evading. I would probably, in this instance, recommend doing an evade. So if you go ahead and roll fighting. Hey, that's awesome. So that gives you a -6 column shift to any attack that he makes on you. So if you would, maybe just on a piece of paper or something, yeah, -6 column shifts. So he is going to charge you from where he's at right now. And that's a charging attack on the incredible column. He got a yellow 87. Right, 87. That's pretty high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is still a hit. So you would be taking 40 points of damage from that.
Shit. All right. I did.
But now you still have 2 actions to be able to react with.
My arrow's still going, right?
Yep.
How much damage did you say again? 40 something?
40.
It's 40. Okay. Just keeping track. Yeah, I'm gonna. And I still have the thing on, right? He's still. I kept. Yeah. Okay. Ah, damn. All right, I'm gonna use the telekinesis then, for sure. Or is it kinetic control?
In order to change the direction of it, it's going to be telekinesis.
Okay. Okay, I'm rolling that. I'm gonna try to redirect it. I gotta get used to saying Carmen again.
Dude,
Carmen,
yeah.
I totally forgot.
All right, so but you hit him, so that is a hit. And then you can add the kinetic control onto that. That would be your second action. And again, that's not something that you, well, let's see, typical intensity feet. Yeah, you can change your direction, so impart momentum as a physical. Okay, so you do need to roll on the kinetic control then for the extra damage.
Okay.
Okay, so not the extra, but I mean it's still a pretty solid hit. So with that, if you look down again at your equipment, with the spark, that would be doing incredible damage because you've got the TK and the spark. So 46 points of damage is what that will do.
TK total 46. Okay.
And so you whip the arrow back around and it hits him directly in like the tail spine, just right above his tail. And he slumps to the ground. And he is dead.
Wow.
Jace throws another stone at him. It's double tap.
Thanks for your help, Jay.
Anytime.
I have a feeling that's how it's going to be going.
So Pops kind of walks through the remnants of the shattered tree over towards you, and he takes the blindfold off and gives you a pat on the back, and he's like, "Not too bad, kiddo. Not too bad. Looks like you took a little damage there, but yeah, I think you did pretty well. 2 shots, that's saying a lot. Come on, I'll show you how to tie up the carcass, and we'll build a makeshift skiff to tote the beast back on home. It's going to take about an hour and a half due to lugging the body back, but, you know, this is a pretty nice little prize to bring back to the family. Sun's beginning to warm things up at this point, so the trek back shouldn't be too bad. It takes you guys maybe about 45 minutes or so just to kind of build the skiff. He walks you through the process of that, gets Jace involved, and you build the skiff and kind of roll the creature up onto it and then begin the trek back to the farm. And as you guys are coming back and as the family is working on their individual stuff back there at the farm, All of a sudden, a loud crack of thunder rocks the forest and the farm, which is odd as there's barely a cloud in the sky. But that thunder causes all of you to kind of look up nonetheless. Crag kind of peek out the window. Usaria, this is eerily similar to what you just dreamed. You look up, and what you see, aside from Usaria, is beyond comprehension. What you see can only be described as a tear being ripped open in the sky. It's hard to judge at this distance, but it seems to be nearly a mile away. It's a big black rip in the atmosphere, and it looks like fingers are peeling back the sky. The blackness beyond reveals tiny pinpoints of stars, as though you're looking into a clear night sky in opposition to the bright and sunny morning that surrounds the rip. As the rip begins to widen, a gigantic figure begins to take shape.
Oh, no.
It's a humanoid form and wears a great cylindrical purple helmet on its head. It begins to crawl through the rift as several small fiery specks of light, almost as if the stars are coming to life, begin to spew from the gaping maw in the sky. They fly out from the rift, spread out, pause for a moment, and then quickly begin to descend. Pops places his hand on Thalia's shoulder, and he says, "Tell me what you see."
I don't even know what it is. It's something that's stars are falling, and there's an enormous creature. I don't even understand what I'm looking at.
God damn it. After all this time, Thalia, run. Jace, you're with me. Get back to the farm, gather the family. Get Uncle Larry, tell him to get to the barn. He'll know what to do. You're faster than me, Thalia. Go. Go now. So, let me pull up another little scene for you guys. The figures in the sky, as I said, they pause for a moment before they descend, kind of creating a circle as they survey the land below. In a flash, one of their number begins a quick descension in the direction of the Blindfather's farm, and the others immediately follow. Each one of them land with a loud boom, surrounding the property and the family on the premises. The first to land, and if you guys kind of take a look here at the map, you can, if you haven't done this before, if you've got a rollerball on the mouse, you can kind of scroll in and out to kind of change the size. And then if you right click and drag, it'll drag the map around for you. But over in this area right here, this figure right here that is entitled Airwalker, that's who I'm referring to. The first to land is a great white angelic creature, the one marked as Airwalker on the east side of the map. To the south, a being composed almost entirely of flame lands in a fiery explosion. This is Fire Lord. The third is encased in a thin layer of ultra-shiny metal that hugs a muscular frame. The fallen one has fallen from the sky to join his brothers. To the north, a large orange figure clad in red and gold, bearing the face that has like horse-like features. He arrives. This is Alpha Ray. Last but not least, the armored figure clad in red at the front of the property to the west stands Red Shift, and he is the one to speak first. Interesting. The signature for the Chaos Bringer is strong at this point, but I do not sense the avatar of death here. But these fledglings, they bear the mark of the World Destroyer. These must be his progeny. Speak, children. Where is your All-Father?
Did I make it to Larry yet, or did that? I didn't have time.
Yeah, you have not yet. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm armed, flame ready.
Yeah, you're still coming through the forest at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a bigger rock.
Yeah.
So, got
Am I up in the windmill?
At this point, I've kind of got you down, kind of in this area right in here. We can maybe call this the windmill here if you want. But yeah, you could be up in it if you like.
And would that give me kind of a bird's eye view of what's going on?
Yep.
I'm gonna look across the thing there to Fire Lord and just say, I'm just gonna be like, you get away, get away.
Are none of you brave enough to answer me? And this is the guy on the other end, Red Shift, over here. Where's your All-Father?
Somebody closer is gonna have to talk to him.
Can we all hear him from that distance? Like,
Jace, you can't. You're still in the woods with All-Father and
Okay.
or with Blindfather, and he's trying to get you to do something else, which I'll get to here in a minute.
okay.
Can I activate my plasma energy doppelganger kind of in front of him? You know, like some distance away.
Yeah. So if you look on the actor tab, you should have a secondary token that I think you should be able to drag out there. If you can't drag it out, let me know and I can pull it for you.
Okay. And which is the actor tab?
Is it the one that looks like a little like pawn?
Gotcha. Is that okay?
And I cleverly named him Zapole.
Okay, that makes sense. And so I just physically drag him out.
Should be able to, yeah. Can you?
Just like drag and click kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, he's not coming out.
Okay, no problem. I'll bring him out there for you. So you wanted him close, but not.
Yeah, like
directly
kind
in
of
front,
like
right.
Yeah, right there. It's fine.
Okay.
And then he's basically in kind of a humanoid shape, except he's made of plasma.
Yep.
And can I speak through him, or
get
my voice to come through him?
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe. I think what you had told me is that he kind of has an autonomy.
Yeah, at least a little bit.
But I would say that there's probably, I'm willing to say, yeah, if you want to speak through him, I think that you can. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll get him to appear there. And just say, who are you? What brings you here? You do not need to know where our All-Father is.
Your All-Father is the World Destroyer. We are here to reclaim him.
Leave us be.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Leave us be.
He said something about USB.
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 USB. Connectivity.
Tell us where he is. Last warning.
I am going to have my energy doppelganger zap him with a plasma blast.
Okay.
And let's see. So that would be negative plasma generation.
Yep. And that is a miss. All right, so he shoots at him and it misses.
Okay.
Oh, fine. Kill one of them. I tire of this. Maybe by killing one of them, they will be willing to speak. And at this point, I think we shall roll initiative. Up at the very top of your screen, you should see little cards up at the top that coincide with your characters. There's a little spinny dice that is on top of your card. If you click the spinny dice, that will roll your initiative for you. Okay. Now, the only thing that I can't get this to do is to add your initiative bonus to it. So at the bottom of your phase rip, you'll see initiative there. And in order, of course, I got Griffin first. His is a +2. I will add that on for you. Usaria, what is your initiative bonus?
Sorry, tell me again where it is.
It's right under your phase rip. It says initiative.
On your sheet.
+4.
+4, okay. Thalia?
+3.
Flag?
+2.
Larry?
+2.
And Jace?
+1.
Oh, and Lups?
+1.
Plus what?
1.
1. All right, so Alpha Ray has top initiative here at this point. Now, what you guys are going to want to do, we're going to make a couple of rolls. One for extra actions, which is a fighting feat. So if you want to go ahead and roll that now.
So we're just rolling fighting?
Yep. All right, so Dana, you get an extra action this round, so you have 2 actions total.
Okay.
Usaria, you just have 1. Clag, I'm going to say that you rolled karma for that, because if you roll a white, then you get 1 action at a -3 column shift. So I'm giving you this one in this case. But you would have at the remarkable at green, that gives you an extra action. So you have 2 total actions.
Okay.
Lops, you have 3 total actions. Jace rolled a 69.
Oh,
Hey!
he can do like 10
So you'll get 3.
because we're still immature.
We are. Larry, you got a 44 on excellent. You just get 1. Okay, now the next roll would be for either dodge or evade. Dodge is for any distance attacks that would be coming your way. Evade would be for hand-to-hand combat, so close combat. You have to choose one or the other. And then if it's for dodge, you roll agility. If it's for evade, you roll fighting. And if you've got like a martial arts or whatever, you can roll whatever martial arts instead.
And so, what is dodge for distance and evade is for hand to hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or basically fighting or agility.
Fighting or agility, right?
Fighting is dodge, agility is hand to hand.
No.
That goes
Other way
backwards.
around. Yeah.
Okay.
Fighting is hand to hand. Agility is dodge.
Dodge. Okay. That
But
makes
if
sense.
you've got the martial arts, then you use your martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna keep? Oh, never mind. Forget it.
Okay, so if you got a green, you'll take. You just let me know that anytime I attack you, say -2 column shifts. If you got a yellow, it's -4 column shifts. If you got a red, it's -6 column shifts. So just make note of that and let me know whenever an attack comes your way.
Where do I see that at? I'm having issues here.
Did you rolled?
You did. I thought
Okay.
I did.
So on the chat messages, if you click that tab, it should. I think you're the third one up there, at least on my screen. So you got a green.
Yep.
And then Jace, you got a white. So there's no change. It's just flat.
Okay, and now I have acrobatics gives me a +1 column shift. Is that like, I know that wouldn't still be white, right? But is that shift me over one to the right?
Yeah, if you're doing a dodge, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, so now we've got all that out of the way. This will hopefully now make combat go a lot quicker.
Sorry.
Hopefully. All right, so
It's gonna be a
Alpha
quick
Ray.
TPK.
Points in the direction of Usaria and lets loose a cosmic blast, and it is a colorful, almost rainbow effect that he shoots out of his hand
At a -2 column shift.
at a -2 column shift. So he got a 63 on amazing,
Amazing.
and that still puts him at a hit in a green. Yep, so it's a green. So it does hit. You take 100 points of damage.
What?
He's like, but I only have 99.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thinking.
So is that over your health?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to make an endurance feat. You got a 10. I'll give you the pass if you want. Yeah, first time. Yeah, first time
Please.
back.
Please.
So karma, to get you up to what you need to be on the amazing column, you've got to get a 26. So you're going to have to spend 16 of your karma points. You are not dying, but you are now unconscious at 0 health points.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you figured that out. Okay, cool.
Not cool.
Not cool. Not cool. Red Shift now goes. He's going to make an intuition feat and got a green. He takes a look at Lops's duplicate.
It's Lopes.
Lopes, sorry. Lopes's duplicate. And then points up to the windmill and lets out a cosmic blast in your direction.
Son of a...
Hits the windmill, but does not hit you. And since he got a white, you're able to kind of still maintain your ground up there. He did not hit.
Okay.
But he does have 2 attacks. So now he sees you and gets an 82 to hit. Now, what is your... are you dodging or evading?
Whichever the one that was the distance one.
Okay, so that... And how many column shifts?
It's -6 column shifts.
-6, that's pretty good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, still gets a yellow.
Okay.
And you will take 75 points of damage.
Ow.
Now, do you have any body armor or anything like that that would reduce that?
I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Okay. All right, so 75. It would be Usaria's turn, but she is now unconscious. Our missing player, Griffin, it comes to him. I don't know what happened to him. He said he was coming, but I haven't heard from him, so I'll have to touch base and figure out what happened there. But I'll go ahead and roll for him. He is going to rush towards the fallen one over here and he's going to use this kind of mace-like thing that he's got that's called a flail spear, and attempt to hit him with it, which he does, getting a 34 to hit. And he's got a -2 column shift, but that's evade, so it hits and does amazing damage. So he sends this kind of disc in his direction, wraps itself around him, and it kind of should cut into him. All it does is wrap around. It doesn't look like it's drawn any blood. From Griffin, we go to Firelord, who takes flight and hovers over the shed up above Griffin here. And he is going to make an attack with his fire generation, getting a 90. And hits for 100 points of damage. Taking Griffin down pretty far, he's going to have to roll in endurance. Got a 45. He is stunned for 1 round. We go to the fallen one next, which is right across. And he sees Griffin go down, so he turns his attention on Clag. And leaps up into the air, takes flight, and he flies so fast it's hard to actually keep track of where he's going. But he flies kind of up above the trees and is coming in a charging attack, flying charging attack to Clag. And he is going to roll and got a 50 to hit. What's your dodge? I think you're at a -2.
Yeah.
Okay. 50 yellow. So that takes it down to a green. Oh wait,
Now,
does it? Hold on.
Can I use my reflection on that?
That is possible. Yes. Now, here's the thing, though. Because of how far he flew,
right?
He is going to do 1, 2, 3, 500 points of damage.
I guess I'll try.
Which is above. You can still reflect some of that in his direction,
right?
And I think your reflection would do 30 points of damage back.
Right.
Now you can absorb
right
30 more points of that. So 470 points of damage is what you... Oh, no, wait, 460 because of your good body armor against blunt force attacks.
So you'll only be vaporized.
So I guess I'll be trying to dodge that.
Well, you've already tried to do that. That was what that roll was for.
All right. There you
go. So you now have to roll an endurance feat.
Dear God.
And you are currently dying. At 0 health. This is going well, guys.
We're just getting warmed up.
I think you forgot.
We got him right where we want him.
I think you forgot how weak these characters are compared to the other Marvel characters that you've been playing.
Oh yeah,
that's true. That's true.
And our old characters are.
Yeah, exactly.
I may have forgotten that. By the way, the windmill's on fire.
Oh, it is. Cool.
That's pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, now our computers are going to crash. So, you know.
Yeah.
Thalia, you are now breaking through the tree line on the opposite end there, where you see yourself coming in there, and you are now seeing the windmill on fire, and Usaria and Griffin, and Clag, all three on the ground.
Okay. And has this airwalker person thing seen me yet?
No, you're kind of behind it.
Okay. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this, guys. I'm going to... Can I do anything other than attack them? Let me see.
Oh, by the way, because you've had an hour or so, you're going to heal twice your endurance rank. So you heal up 40 points, which actually should put you back to your regular health.
So, I could take a 500 hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
I fixed you.
Thanks. All right. Since he hasn't seen me yet, I want to attack him. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm so nervous. All right. I might as well. I'll do the thing. I will take a deep breath and load it and light it and shoot it at the back of his what looks like his head.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you light it, no problem, and then you're going to just shoot with it lit. Correct?
Yes. Okay. And that's just
And I tell you what, I think with the lighting of it, I don't think I'm going to make that an action for you. That'll just be an automatic. You're touching it, you're going to light it.
Okay.
So if you want to add your telekinesis to it, you can.
Probably ought to. Not that. Okay. Karma.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What
and you rolled a 1.
Oh no! Oh wow!
So you pull back, you light it on fire, and as you let go, the fire engulfs the arrow, and it dissipates completely before it ever hits him. You charged it too heavily.
Oh, it's just too nervous, guys. I'm sorry. Fuck.
This kind of reminds me of the coffee cup I saw the other day that basically said it was about engineering, and it said when you're an engineer and you're going right along, then you realize that your project's on fire. You're on fire. The floor's on fire. The ceiling's on fire. The world's on fire.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what this is.
You do have a second action, I think. So,
yeah.
Well, actually, that was 2. So there was the shot and the telekinesis. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I had 2. When I rolled for extra actions, I got 2 extra actions.
Right, but you actually doing the archery is 1, and then adding the telekinesis to it is the second.
That's the second one. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna run away.
Run away!
Run away! Run away!
Nope.
You still have a move. You can still move.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off back into the woods.
I'm gonna fuck off. I'm gonna fuck right off. Although Airwalker now is aware of your presence because of the arrow, and he turns around and fires an electrical bolt into the woods as you are going. Got a 59 to hit. What's your are you dodging or evading?
Dodging -2 Colin shift.
All right, so got a 59 on monstrous. 1, 2 still hits. Would you like to know how much damage you take?
No. Am I dead? Am I down to
4,000?
Yeah.
You are down to 1 health point because he does 75 points of damage. Yeah.
Oh. That's pretty funny though. 76.
And with his second attack.
Oh shit.
He follows up with a heat blast immediately after that. Got a green to hit on a 36. You might just miss with your dodge. Nope, he still hits, which takes that last point away. Make an endurance feat.
You really didn't want us to play this game, did you? Yes.
And
Noah.
He's like, all these characters suck. You gotta make new ones.
And for next week's brand new game. Okay, endurance, you said.
Yep.
I should
And
karma.
you are currently dying as well.
Hey, at least you're not alone, though.
Yeah.
Larry.
It's
Larry.
a father-daughter thing.
Harry, do something about this.
Let's see what you got, Larry.
Come on, Larry.
I don't know. Larry might have crap here. Larry's also not close to anybody either. So the wing areas, guys, there. Oh gosh. Do I know the swing guys here? Or
I would
does he
assume
always
so.
be okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to come around this side of the barn, and while I'm going through, I am going to pick up just a clump of clay and forge that into a steel ball, and I'm going to throw it at him.
Okay.
Yep. So, or whatever, whatever the soil mixture is, I'm going to assume it has carbon in it and other minerals. Okay. I'm just going to take that and try to throw it and hit him.
Okay.
On the head. Let's see. So, I'm going to have to roll for... Where's that at? Hyperinvention?
Yes.
Or molding, sorry, molding. All right.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
Given the way this game's going to go, karma. Oh, look at that! Crap.
All right. So to get that up to a green on incredible, you need a 31.
Yep. Okay. And we started with 100 karma, or
150.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. So it takes you an action to do that.
Oh. Okay.
So your first action next round will be to throw it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Jace, here's what's happening with you. Now, this is in the time period that the conversation was going on and so forth, so you've had time. Blindfather basically kind of takes you off the beaten path as you're heading back towards the farm. And Pops desperately begins searching for a particular location there in the woods. He throws himself to the ground, calls you over, and he speaks one word: dig. And you guys just start digging down deep into the earth, just using your hands. And eventually you uncover an egg-shaped object that's maybe about 2 feet in diameter. And it's wrapped in a metal weave fabric. And Blindfather says, "Sweet Mother of Mercy, it's still intact. Come on, kiddo, let's move." And then he wraps the object up in his coat, and he speeds off in the direction of the farm.
Okay, I will follow. Confused. I don't recognize it, right?
No, yeah,
Okay.
I have no idea. Never seen that before. Lopes. Damn it.
Do actions by my doppelganger count as my actions? Or-
No, they do not. It's completely separate actions.
Okay. So I will have Spole, my doppelganger, try to hit him again with a blast.
Okay.
This guy sucks. So that didn't work. If with the distance between the windmill and Redshift, can I jump from the windmill and hope to attack him?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Can I leap from the windmill with my null blade, and how many has it been 2 rounds since all of this started, since they appeared?
Since they appeared, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Can I just leap from the windmill and try to strike, kind of a downward strike, like, trapezius area with the sword?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. And that will be. I'm trying to get to where I can use martial arts D to, since it's been 2 rounds, I've kind of looked at him and noticed his weak points.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So you're going to roll on the weapon specialist.
Okay. But not on martial arts D?
It's the same thing. You're still using the martial arts D to find the weak point. I mean, either or, it really doesn't necessarily matter. They're both the same column.
So. Oh, yeah. Got it. Okay, so I'll do that.
All right, so 45 to hit, and then that's a minus 4 column shift. No, it's not, because he's not evading, he's dodging. So that hits.
Okay.
And how much damage?
Amazing.
Okay, so 50 points of damage. You don't have to roll that. It's just 50, yeah. Okay, so you know where the weak points are. You got a yellow to hit, so that is a potential stun on him.
Okay.
It does not damage him, but you do at least break through the armor to potentially stun him.
Okay.
And you stun him for 1 round. He's unconscious or stunned for 1 round.
Okay. Can I take another of my actions to attack him again?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's going to now be at a +2 column shift because he is not able to dodge or anything. So
got it. So I can do the same roll I did last time?
Yeah.
And how do I do the column shift? Or we'll figure that after?
You can actually go to your macros at the bottom of the screen.
Got it.
And you are rolling on the unearthly column, correct?
Normally, yes. So +2 from that.
Would be shift Y.
Okay. I have access to shift.
You go to the arrows, you see where it says number 1 off on the hotbar over there.
Yeah.
Just click up, and then that'll take you to another
there it is.
level. There you go.
Okay, so.
All right. 38's a yellow, though. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Another potential stun, so he rolls endurance again, got another green, so he's stunned for 2 rounds now.
All right. He's probably the only one I really have in clear sight.
Yeah, Alpha Ray you can see up here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't have it. Since I know he's down for a minute, can I just try a plasma zap out of my left eye against him?
85, and he is dodging, so -4 column shift on that. So looking at the chart, 85 is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still hits. How much damage there?
Incredible.
Okay. All right. So you hit him, and it kind of causes him to kind of stumble just a little bit, but it doesn't look like it did any damage.
Okay. And that is all my actions.
All right. So now it comes to Alpha Ray, who is going to do a charging attack on you since you attacked him.
Okay.
He got a 69, but those don't count for the bad guys.
That's
still pretty good, though. It's a yellow. And are you dodging or evading? You're dodging?
I've been dodging, yes.
Okay. All right. So this is going to hit. And that's +1 column shift to his damage, which does 150 points of damage.
I've only got 75 left, so.
All right, so that takes you down to 0. You got to roll endurance.
All right.
All right, so you are not dying, but you are unconscious.
But I wish I was.
Red Shift is out. Griffin's still out. Fire Lord is up. And I think with your doppelganger, whenever you go unconscious, I think he probably zaps out.
Yeah.
He goes over and he's ching, ching, ching. Hello?
Fire Lord flies over top of the little barn or house over here. And Larry, I think that's your house.
It's not on fire yet, so I'm okay.
Not on fire yet.
No, damn.
And he is going to take a shot with his fire generation at you. Got a yellow to hit.
Okay.
Do you have any? Are you dodging?
Yes.
And
Yes.
how many column shifts?
It was yellow, so 4.
Okay, so 4. All right, so 57.
And since I'm right there by the edge of the building, can I just like flip around to the side there?
You certainly can. He's still going to hit you though. So you're going to take 100 points of damage.
Ah, well, then I'm dead.
Okay, roll endurance.
I have right at 100, so.
All right, yeah, roll endurance.
Endurance. Incredible.
You're not
6.
dead, but you are out. And you explode into a cacophony of butterflies. And I think that takes the family that's on the battlefield off the battlefield at this point, right? Okay. Jace, you and Blindfather are now rushing towards the farm. Thalia, you meet them as, or no, you're down, aren't you? You're down too. Okay. You guys see Thalia, and the Blindfather reaches down as he's coming in and just swoops Thalia up. And he's like, God, I hope we're not too late. And he comes bursting through the forest and sees the entire family now laid to waste. Several of the buildings now on fire. And he falls to his knees as these creatures, whatever they happen to be, now turn their attention on the Blindfather. With each member of the family now teetering on the edge of unconsciousness or near death at the hands of the strangers from the stars, the Blindfather, with his heightened senses, takes in the scene. His generations of work, his farm, his home, all laid to waste. His family broken and beaten on the ground. The blindfold covering his eyes begins to fill with tears. But these are not tears of sorrow. They're tears of disappointment. They are tears of regret. Most importantly, they are tears of rage. The blindfold, moist with these tears, begins to change color. It begins to turn a shade of crimson. And Jace, you see this. Is that blood? No. It's light. A crimson light begins to bleed from the Blindfather's eyes. After all these years, the eyes that could never look on the faces of his children and his children's children are coming to life. He looks at the visitors and speaks in a threatening tone. Get the fuck away from my family. And with this utterance, the sockets behind his blindfold begin to burn. The crimson light explodes from Pop's face in an instant, and then immediately turns to white-hot fire. Pop's entire body becomes consumed in this flame, and Jace, for an instant, it appears as if he's grown fiery wings. The light that spews from his eyes suddenly forms into a horrifically beautiful bird of fire, a phoenix, that washes over the entire scene, engulfing everything in flame, including the family. And everything goes white. Slowly, each of you begin to wake. Miraculously, not only are you not burned by this fire, but the injuries you sustained in battle have been healed. Where the heralds of this giant creature in the sky stood are now piles of ash. But as you look at them, the ashes seem to be moving, coalescing, seeming to want to reform. And Pops has collapsed in a heap on the ground. High up in the sky, you can see the phoenix, the bird of fire, in battle with this giant being, as the Blindfather slowly comes to. What do you guys do?
Make some popcorn and watch.
What was that?
I check on Pops and be like, what do we do? What do I do, Pops?
Ah, God damn it. I'm sorry, kids. I hoped beyond all hope that this day would never come. After all these years, I truly believed we were safe. But he found us.
What have you done?
Ooh.
Some call him God. Others call him Emperor. For those of us that stood against him, we called him Doom. And he starts to kind of pull himself up. He's weak, weaker than you've ever seen him. I wish I had more time to explain, but now, after what I've done today in saving our lives, the lives of the only ones important to me, one way or the other, I hate to use this term, but I've doomed this planet. Whether it's Galactus or the Phoenix, one of them will inevitably consume this planet. I have a small hope that the Phoenix Force will win, but I'm afraid the last bit of good in her was burned out when she healed you. A last favor from my first love, my Jean. Listen to me. We have to get you off planet, as far away from here as possible. Quickly, we have to get to the barn. And he picks up his coat that conceals a particularly large object and rushes in the direction of the barn. Larry, come on, you know what to do. We don't have much time. And Pops has run you through this before, in the dark, away from the rest of the family. And the two of you go into the barn, pull back a tarp that's covered in layers of dirt and straw, revealing a large metal door. And Pops produces a box with a switch on it, wires it up to a cord on the wall, and flips the switch. The floor begins to rumble as the large door rolls back, revealing what appears to be a winged vehicle of some sort, the likes of which none of you, save Larry, have ever seen before. This is Lockheed, one of the only things left from my old life. You all need to get on board. I showed Larry how to fly this bird years ago, just in case something like this ever happened. Once you get in the upper atmosphere, you're going to need to load this into one of the torpedo bays. And Pops produces what's wrapped in his blanket. It's a large egg-shaped object that looks like it's made from organic material. It's green, brown, and pink with roots and vines growing off of it. This is a Krakoan seed I've kept safe for generations. Fire this off in the upper atmosphere using one of the torpedo bays and then hit it with a plasma cannon. This should trigger the seed to open a gate to the original universe where I came from. Fly Lockheed through that gate and it should put you in range of the planet called Krakoa. And he pulls Usaria aside. I had a teacher that called Krakoa home. He gathered others of our kind. Others like you. Mutants, we were called. He formed a safe haven. Somewhere we could fortify ourselves against the forces of doom. I'm sure he's dead now, but I'm hopeful that his legacy lives on. Xavier was his name. And when I bonded with the Phoenix Force, I knew I had to distance myself from Krakoa, and that meant separating myself from everything I held dear. And that included my firstborn. That's right. You and your brother have siblings, older siblings. A brother and a sister, Nathaniel and Rachel. I left them in Xavier's care. It's my hope that they're continuing Xavier's plight, providing care for mutants across the universe. Now, he looks at all of you. Go. You have to go. Find your brother and sister. Tell them that their father loves them. Tell them Scott Summers is sorry.
Where are you going?
If there is only one hope that this planet can survive, if the Phoenix Force beats Galactus, I'm the only one that can possibly contain her. But even I don't know if I can do that now, because Jean was a part of that, my first love, my first wife, before I ever came here. We had to destroy her to siphon the Phoenix Force, and I brought it into me, but there was still a piece of her left. She's been with me all of these years, and out of her love, I think that's what brought you back. And if she's gone, I don't know if I can contain it. And if I can't contain it, then that means you're all dead. So go. I love you, and I'm sorry that I've kept this from you all this time. I hoped beyond all hope this would never happen, but it has, and this is our contingency plan. Larry, you've got to get him out of here.
Okay.
All right, everybody, let's go.
I'm gonna run up and hug Blindfather. Pops.
And he gives you the biggest bear hug that he's ever given you. He says, little one, you're going to be all right. And maybe one day we'll see each other again. But now, go. Go out there, be brave. There's a lot of danger where you're going. Danger like what you fought here. But if you find your great aunts and uncles, you'll have a fighting chance. Go. And be safe.
I use my empathy power to give him instead of saying anything, give him a flash of gratitude. Emotion.
The eyes, where he had eyes, they are just sockets. Yeah, there are no eyes there. You see the little glow of this kind of crimson light that kind of burns deep within them. But the tear ducts still work, and you see one single solitary tear that flows down his cheek. I love you, son. Take care of the family.
Jason, give him a quick hug too. Gonna miss you, Pops.
I love you, kid. You're stronger than you know. Don't forget that.
I just look at him, turn and go.
No hugs from Usharia.
Okay.
She understands now, though.
Yeah.
The threads of the story that were never clear before have become clear now.
Okay. All right, so you're all getting on the ship?
Yep.
All right, Larry.
Yep.
You're in charge.
Oh, okay.
So what you're going to need to do now, I think you've got pilot as a skill, right?
I think I read that. I hope so. Me too. Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right, so you're going to make a piloting roll.
It's the lowest level possible, but yeah, I got pilot.
All right, 85. So you get behind the controls of Lockheed, start her up, and you begin to maneuver the ship out of the barn, and it hovers, so you can slowly edge it out of the barn. And then once you're outside, then you see up above you the skies and the rift. And as you guys are taking flight, you're flying up in the direction of the sky. Now, he didn't say fly into the rift. He said just get into the upper atmosphere,
Right.
and then
Fire the cannon.
Fire the cannon. So somebody else is going to have to fire the cannon. Who's that going to be?
I can do that.
Okay, so you guys reach the upper atmosphere. You fly, taking a wide berth around this great battle that's going on in the sky. And out of that rift, you see one more figure begin to kind of take form. And it glints in the sun. And it's got a silvery kind of look, and it looks like it's riding a board. And this silver surfer begins to chase after you guys. Mike, if you want to go ahead and take the shot, all you got to do is shoot it. So you're really not aiming at anything. So you kind of take a moment to figure out the controls, load up the seed, and then shoot it out. But then you're going to have to follow up with a plasma cannon after that to shoot it. So I'm going to give you karma for this one because this is very important that you hit it. But you're going to roll an agility and marksmanship if you've got it to be able to hit.
So do I do whichever is higher?
Whichever's higher, yeah.
Yeah, so my marksmanship is higher, and so karma, even though you're giving it to me anyway. Thank God.
All right, so getting that up to a green, which is what you'll need to hit. You're on incredible, so that's a 31. Yep, 31 to hit.
Okay.
All right, so you shoot the seed out, it goes. You immediately follow it up with the plasma cannon. You hit it, and as soon as you do, it opens up a gateway, and it looks like it actually forms out of the roots and branches that grow out of the seed when you hit it with the plasma cannon. And it's basically just like a white kind of shimmering wall that you guys are now flying towards. You hit that and you end up going through it, and immediately you hear an impact on the side of Lockheed. And realize that you have hit something. Larry, outside of the window of the front of the Lockheed, you now see that you are in the middle of what seems like an asteroid belt of some sort. And I mean, there are these huge rocks and boulders of asteroids that are just surrounding you. You've hit hit one of them just upon re-entry. Blindfather had mentioned to you that you would be coming into the planet of Krakoa, all you see are these rocks all around you. Off in the distance, where these things are actually kind of cascading towards, you do see a planet off in the distance. And these rocks are now kind of forming like a ring around the planet. So the asteroids are kind of forming its own ring now around this planet. The control panel locks up on you, and it's extremely difficult to steer this thing, and you're going to need to make an emergency landing. There's alarms going off in Lockheed, and this was not something you were prepared for.
Well, yeah, because it's 3,720 to 1 to navigate an asteroid belt. C3PO told us that in Empire Strikes Back. So we're good.
So make another piloting feat, please.
Oh, okay. Karma on this one. And it's a good thing.
Okay. All right, so getting that up to a yellow is going to be a 61. That's a lot.
It's better than running into an asteroid.
You are able to get it under control, and you kind of follow the asteroid belt. You kind of get on the outskirts of it, so you're able to kind of maneuver that. But the pull of that gravity of the planet is locked onto you as well. So now you're just really kind of riding a wave to kind of get you in. Once you get into the atmosphere where the ring is beginning to form, you can kind of pull out of it. But because the controls are locked up as bad as they are, it's going to be a rocky landing. So one more piloting feat as you're coming into the atmosphere to find someplace potentially to land.
Okay, and I tell everybody, hold tight, rough.
Oh my God.
It's really rough. That's too busy talking.
Karma?
I didn't call Karma.
All right. So everybody now is going to have to make an agility feat, please.
So you don't throw up.
Okay, so definitely going to be a very hard landing, and you're trying really hard, Larry, to try to find someplace good to land, but you are coming in over top of a very heavily wooded area, and there's no good open space to hit. So you're going to have to basically kind of use the trees to help cushion your landing as you're coming in. With those rolls that you guys made.
But really quick,
yeah.
Does Mike's character? Did you have an energy blast? Mike?
Plasma. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could level some trees.
I could. I mean, maybe.
Okay. So.
Can I use? I'm just a baby. I'm just a kid. But can I use my kinetic control to kind of slow us down?
Sure. Yeah.
Try to do that.
Sure. So, Mike, if you want to, Larry, you're going to have to pop the hatch probably. So it's going to get real windy in here. But Mike, if you want to use the plasma generation to try to level some of the trees, maybe make it a little bit more flat in front of you as you guys are coming in. Thalia, you'll make your kinetic control. And make those rolls and let me know what you get.
Karma.
Good thing.
Also karma.
Golly.
Okay. So, with
they're weighted.
all of you guys kind of working together to do this, that's going to be 1, 2. So those of you that got greens would take 6 points of damage. And those of you that got yellows would take 2 points of damage.
Can I sponge that damage?
Yes, you
Wait.
sure can.
On our health, does it go? Did we go all the way back up?
Back up, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And would my armor of 20 absorb that then?
Yes, if you got armor, it would absorb. Yeah. And you guys eventually kind of come to rest. The Lockheed crashes, and I mean, it just starts breaking pieces off right and left. And you kind of come to rest in the middle of all of these trees, leaving kind of a trail of plowed down trees that were hit by plasma and the Lockheed itself as it was landing. And then there's little fires here and there that have broken out in the trees around you. And now you are alone on a planet that you have never been to before. And I think we'll call it there for tonight. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
All right.
Yep.
Good night.
Be safe, everybody.
All right. Good game.
Bye. Bye.
Good game. Good game.